got a great chapter here because Okaroon and Sakata are back and they're taking on the female Kurr and Hase. And we're immediately seeing that Hase gets a yokai transformation from receiving the jumping crone yokai from the Kozuka knife, which he received from Saint Germain. And it looks pretty cool, and it gives him the abilities that we expected him to. He could just like jump high and stuff, and he's really agile essentially. And he also gets like really buff legs. And his personality of course changes, as we've seen with all of these yokai transformations, and his is like just really aggressive, I guess. But usually when we see a human get a yokai transformation like this, it means that they're eventually going to turn face, join the group, and then retain these powers most likely. And since Yukishiro essentially just joined the group, I guess, and she's going to retain her pygmy powers along with her Lord of the Flies inherent ability that we just discovered that she had, I think Hase is going to join the group after this as well. But not only him, also the female Kurr member. We'll get into that. So Okaroon and Sakata are trying to evade them because, you know, they're really overmatched here. And we see that Sakata has given Okaroon some of his nano skin to like give him these airbags to support him in the beginning. And after this initial scuffle, Hase and the female Kurr like get into this argument about who they're trying to fight. Because it turns out they both want to fight Okaroon. I mean, we knew that Hase definitely wanted to, but it turns out that the female Kurr member has a vendetta against him as well. We're also seeing in this sequence that the new suit that the female Kurr received from Saint Germain is like difficult to use, and I guess they can't fully understand the hieroglyphics on the interface or whatever, so that's definitely going to play into their downfall and how Okaroon and Sakata are eventually going to overcome her. And as for Hase, we see that transforming for him is really exhausting, so that will of course play into his own individual downfall. But while they're arguing, Sakata gives Okaroon some of his nano skin, which I didn't really think he had that much to spare, but he did. I mean, he has a lot more than I thought because he's, you know, gonna make himself a suit as well, which we're gonna see. But this suit that he gives Okaroon is like funny looking. It's like dense, but it's suitable enough to protect him from the damage that he's going to receive. And it also has these pile bunkers behind the legs, which I guess just, you know, retract and shoot out. But as for Sakata, he gets his own mini version of the Great Kinta. And it looks awesome, just like the original big giant version did. And this is the first time we're seeing this. So I guess this is what Sakata's transformation is going to be going forward into the series. Like, he could just transform into the Great Kinta using the nanoskin. Which is, you know, what we assumed was going to happen. Him just using the nanoskin in general, but now he gets his own suit transformation thing, which is great. But the dimensions of it are really interesting because, you know, look how this looks and then look at Sakata. Like, how does that work? But the female Kurr winds up going after Okaroon again, and we get the reveal of their motivation for like the first time. I mean, this character has really hardly ever spoke, so it's understandable that we didn't know much. Now it turns out that she is also a victim of the Kurr's globalization of the universe. Like, Hoster and the rest of the Kurr destroyed her planet, just as we've seen them destroy many planets, like Vamola's. And it turns out that the female Kurr joined them just so she could kill their emperor. And they've been working on this plan for like close to 100 years, which is crazy. But before I go further into that, I think this is the first time we're hearing about the Kurr emperor, because Hoster, or the Kurr who used the Hoster suit, wasn't like the emperor. It was just like the leader of that advanced unit. So now we're getting some more, I guess, endgame stuff revealed here. There is like a Kurr emperor, which we could have assumed. I could be wrong, maybe it was mentioned earlier, but this is definitely going to come back into play, obviously. Unless Reiko took out the emperor when she destroyed like that main force of the ships, because if that's it, then I guess the Kurr are just done and that whole storyline's over, but I'm pretty sure it's not. I think the Emperor's still out there. But anyway, the female Kurr is angry with Okaroon because they wound up defeating the Hoster Kurr and like essentially wound up getting her expelled from them, which is essentially why she's with Saint Germain's plan right now, I guess. But this all tells me, like I said earlier, that she is also going to turn face as well. And I wouldn't be surprised if she winds up joining the harem because, you know, why not? So yeah, both of the antagonists in this chapter, pretty sure are going to wind up becoming part of the group. Oh, and other than Hase just simply having the yokai jumping crone transformation, he's kind of innocent anyway. I mean, he's just a normal student who's just jealous of Okaroon, and he's manipulated by Saint Germain in chapter 180. He like speaks to him telepathically and convinces him to cut himself with the Kazuka knife so that he can steal Okaroon's power, which he assumes that he still has, which obviously he doesn't. And then that way he'll, I don't know, become superior to Okaroon. This will all be resolved in the next 3 or 4 chapters, of course, and Hase will come around to his senses. But anyway, coming to the end of the chapter here, we see the fight between Okaroon and the female Kurr continue, and Okaroon is able to like fight back with the suit, and he's using it to like his advantage. He even hits her with like the pile bunker. I hate saying that for some reason. And Okaroon, in response to like her backstory reveal, is like, none of that means anything to me, which is understandable because, you know, she probably killed thousands upon thousands of people and aliens throughout this 100-year revenge tour, and also tried to kill Okaroon and, you know, his friends and everything. So yeah, I get it. But we are definitely going to go more into the female Kurr's backstory, because at the end of the chapter, Okaroon's like, stop this, I'm not your enemy. And the female Kurr's like, my goal right now is to kill you and then die myself. And we see this, I guess, flashback of what her life was probably like on her planet before it was taken over by the Kurr. She's kind of like dressed like a princess with like a prince type dude. I mean, I don't know if they're royalty. They just look typical to that. You know what I mean? So once we get more of this backstory, I guess Okaroon's going to come around and be like, okay, you know what? You're right. I'm sorry. And like I said, this will eventually lead to her becoming a part of the group, I guess. And maybe even developing feelings for Okaroon, because why not? Almost all of the main female leads in this series wind up having feelings for him. I mean, like I said, it is part harem. And as for Hase, we didn't really get too much into him in this chapter, except for the reveal that he does have the jumping crone transformation, which is cool. But we might get more into him in the next chapter after the backstory is revealed, possibly. But he's going to be a good guy too. Hey, but real quick, guys, you should check out Gamer Supps in case you haven't already. They're a great energy supplement that can help you with gaming, studying, or anything that really you want to do. They come in caffeine and caffeine-free, and they also have nootropics in it, like L-theanine, L-tyrosine, and choline L-bitartrate. So it's not just, you know, regular caffeine. It makes you really feel good and focused. If you're looking for a tub to buy, check out the new flavor Nuclear Bombsicle by Casio. It tastes just like a bombsicle. This is already one of my favorite flavors. They also have these awesome sus bars, which are only 100 calories and only has 1 gram of sugar and 8 grams of protein. My favorite flavor is the chocolate. I cannot get enough of these things. They also have gamer tea in both caffeinated and non-caffeinated. I personally really like the caffeine-free sleepy time with theanine. You can also get some of these awesome gamer soups, which I absolutely love. So guys, check the link in the description and make sure to use code BIGZ for 10% off. Thanks, guys. But yeah, let me know what you thought about this chapter in the comments, guys. Do you think they're going to become good guys? Am I jumping the gun? Am I jumping the crone? Let me know. And if you liked the video, please give it a like and please subscribe if you haven't already. Have a great day, and I'll see you in the next one.